Jesus. Hello and welcome. Oh, I've forgotten my headphone. This is, this is not it. I'm so sorry. Forgotten my headphone. Just give me a moment. I just want to see if it's working. Can you hear me? If you are there and you can hear me, you're welcome. All right, we are good to go. Hello, this is Ifeanyi, your life strategist. I'm always on a journey to help you become a better version of yourself in a very short period of time. And tomorrow, tonight, yes, we are up again with a very serious topic. The topic that helps in distinguishing between the successful and the non-successful. Right this moment, we're going to be talking about the topic, the success strategies of the masters, how the top 1% think, decide, and win. And this is part one. This is going to be in two parts, but right now we're going to be dealing with part one, how the top 1%, how the elites of the world, how the elites of our society think, how they reason over here, and how they deliberate and decide, which causes them to win in life. Yeah, we're going to be looking at the hidden frameworks behind clarity, consistently, and long term wealth. That is what we're going to be focusing on right now and right this moment. And I want you to pay attention because most people work hard, but very few people actually win. Tonight, I will be helping you expose why efforts doesn't equal results and why the top 1% keep rising and also what they do differently consistently. And that is what we are going to be looking at right now this night. You have to pay attention because what I'm about to share with you will transform your life, will help you look at life from the right lenses. And if you can see correctly, you can be able to interpret correctly. And if you can interpret correctly, you're going to take actions that will align with your interpretation. Now, here is the brutal truth I want you to understand. Because mostly the reason why people are where they are is because of how they look at things, their perceptions about things that are going on around them. You know, if it is in Nigeria, in Africa, hard work is common, but strategy is rare. When you are trying to compare the business world of the western part of the world and Africa, you realize that there are a lot of differences. It is going to be very hard for you to come to Africa and see a business that is almost 200 years. But go to the West, go to America and see the businesses that are 300 years old. The founder died long, long, long time ago, but the businesses are still running even up to now. So, what is the difference? It is not hard work, it is strategy. Strategy. And that is exactly what we are lacking in Nigeria. That is what we are lacking in Africa. In Nigeria, people hustle daily. They wake up in the morning, dress up, and go to work. People pray daily. They go to church every day. They pray every morning, pray in the afternoon, pray in the night. But people are always in the same level every year. The issue is not effort, the issue is how effort is directed. Who told you that when you pray alone, your life is going to change? Prayer changes things, but prayer alone is not enough. There is something that is missing. Work changes things. When you put in effort, it changes things. But work alone is not the only recipe, the ingredient that produces result. You have to join work, you have to join prayer and believe. And that is when you produce result. And not just work, not just prayer alone. Strategic, you got to apply strategy, strategic prayer, and strategic work. That is when you produce result. That is when next year or this year is going to be better and brighter than last year. Because if you don't do that, it is going to be like you keep on being in the same place over 3, 4 years ago. Just look at your life. If you have not gotten the key, you realize that last 3 years, like to last 4 years, is seems to look alike with this year. So I'll be helping you to understand the difference between you and the successful people. I'll be helping you to understand the difference between these unsuccessful people and the elites, the one percenters. And before we even talk about the one percenters, the masters, let's even find out who are they. Who are these masters? Who are these one percenters? Who are these elites people? Masters are not the loudest. They are not the ones who are moving around the street shouting, shouting, and talking about what they do and talking about the businesses. No, they are not the luckiest. No, they are not the luckiest. They are not the most educated. You can see professors, but there are professors that are still broke, still struggling financially, still struggling emotionally, trying to fix their relationship, trying to fix their finances. Masters are not these people. They are not the loudest, they are not the luckiest, they are not the most educated. But the masters are people who think long term. Anytime they are about to take a decision, make a decision to take an action, right now, they take the action in consideration of its impact in the future, after 5 years, after 10 years, after 20 years, after 30 years. What implication does this action have over my life? This is how they think. They think long term. So it's not about being the loudest, it's not about being the luckiest, it's not about being educated, but it is about long term thinking. If they want to eat the junk food, they will now imagine and say, okay, what does the impact of this, what impact does this have in my body in the next 10 years? If I continue to eat this junk food, how will I look like in 10 years time? It's not just about doing it once in a while, but it's doing it again and again and again and again. These are the things that changes life. So they'll ask themselves, if I will continue to do this thing, what impact will it have in my life? That is one thing that describes the masters. Another thing that describes the masters is they move intentionally. They don't just do things or move around because they feel like moving or for moving sake or because they are friends or loved ones. No, they move around with intention. They have a purpose, they have a vision, they have something they want to accomplish. They have a strong why, a reason that is pushing them to do and to accomplish what they want. So when you see them doing something, there is a very strong reason behind them doing that thing. If you see them refusing to do something, there is a strong reason behind that. There is something. They have looked into the future and they have contrasted and they have weighed it. Then they now came back to the present. They realized that if I will continue with this, it is going to affect this. If I will not stop this, this is going to be at stake. So the masters are people who move with intentionality. They don't just do things, but they do things on purpose. This is one of the key attributes of the masters. Another thing with the masters are they build systems, not stress. If they are building a business, they build structures and systems that will make the business to run even if they are not there. Right in their absence, those business and those things they are building will be working. They don't involve themselves in things that are irrelevant. They avoid those things. They focus on building structures. They focus on doing the things that will leads to them to what they are doing to be successful, so that even if they are not there, those things that they are building will keep on living till the day, till thy kingdom come. Yeah, I can see someone watching. I really want to appreciate you for watching. Thank you so much. Can you please drop a comment so that I can say hi to you? Thank you so much for that. So this is something about the masters. That's one attribute of the masters. The masters, you don't joke around with them. The masters, you don't mess around with them because they will not even listen to you. This is what they do. They think long term and they move with intentionality. And they also build system like the story I started. I said when you compare the business ecosystem in the western part of the world and Africa, you realize that these people in the western part, they build businesses that live long after they are gone. They build systems and structures that guarantee the business to begin to keep on working even if they are not there. And that is why they still have businesses that are 300 years old. But I guarantee you, for you to find a business in Nigeria or in Africa that is almost 300 years old is almost impossible. Almost impossible. But look, go to America, you have several number of companies or firms that started in 16 something. When you look at their drinks, you see the year the year they started in 18 something, 1890 something, 16 and all this thing, and the companies are still functioning right now, and they are still making impact, and they are still making profit. They keep on metamorphosing and being and aligning themselves with the trends that are coming in the world. But where are the businesses in Africa? Where are they? Do we have any business in Nigeria that is up to 300 years? It's very hard. I'm going to do that research and I'll share it in my next post when I come live. So now, this we have spoken now is what or who the one percenters are, who the successful are, who the elites are. Now let's talk about their principle, the master principle, how they think that distinguish them, that differentiate the result they produce from the result any other person is producing. That is what we're going to be talking about right now. Just give me a moment. Let me take some bottle of water. Now, master principle one that distinguish the elites, the successful, the 1% from any other person is masters think in systems, not struggle. I've already spoken about this. Average mindset will say, I'm trying my best. But mindset of the masters say, what system produce these results? When they go in there, they don't just say, I'm trying my best. They don't just put in effort for putting effort's sake. But they ask themselves, what are the systems? What are the structures? What are the list of activities that if I do, I must produce this result? That is how they think. And if you want to be a master, you have to begin to think like that in alignment to anything that you do. You don't just say, I'm trying my best, but you say, what system produced this result? First of all, is the result even possible? When someone say you can do better, you don't just say, no, I'm trying my best. No, you say, you try to find out what this guy is saying, what this lady is saying, is this possible? Can this result be possible? Can it be replicated? Is it possible? When you find out that it is possible, then you ask yourself, what system